Hello everyone, Crash here, this is RTA Motorsports. Welcome to the new year, welcome to 2020. This is going to be our first video of the new year, and I hope this video is going to help some of you out. I know a lot of you have your own YouTube channels, your own Twitch streams, your own audience, and I know searching for an audio solution like a microphone can be a little bit confusing as to what certain things may work in certain situations, especially for us sim racers and us gamers. So I'm going to basically compare a bunch of different microphones that we have accumulated over the years. This is not all of them, but this is the ones that we use in more of our recent content. And I'll give you my pros and cons for each one, and hopefully it'll help you make more of an informed decision on your next purchase. Here we go.
Welcome to RTA Motorsports.
All right, everyone, so right now you're listening to me on the Power DeWise Lav mic. This Lav mic actually reviews pretty well. It comes with some pretty cool accessories, and I'll have it in the description below if you want to check it out on Amazon. And it's being recorded into our Zoom H1N audio recorder. This is kind of, it's a budget audio recorder, but it's actually my audio recorder of choice. Very small, fits in the pocket very easily. But now you're listening, just to change it up, whoa, you're listening to me on my Rode video microphone, microphone. It's a boom mic connected to our Canon DSLR, and that's kind of how we're going to work this video. We're going to be changing up the different mics, and I'll have it in the bottom of the video what microphone you're listening to me on, so that way you are able to follow along and kind of hear the comparison. We're also going to be comparing our Mod Mic 5, our condenser microphone, the Blue Yeti. This is the Blackout Edition. That one we have used for a few years now, and what started this whole want to make a comparison video are dynamic microphones. This is the Rode Pod Mic, and this is the Sennheiser E935 dynamic mic. We'll go into what they sound like, the differences between them, and the pros and cons. Here we go. Hey everyone, just a moment right here. Now you can see in the background, I'm actually editing the video right now, tons of cuts. I'm working really hard at it. And one thing I did notice was that the Blue Yeti audio was not really up to par. When I measured it out after I completed the video and started putting it together there, I noticed that the Blue Yeti was actually about 5 to 6 inches further away from my face than it normally would have been. And the Blue Yeti comes with a desk mount that everyone, well, for the most part, most people seem to use that in their setup. So I figured it would be accurate as far as what the general public pretty much does already. So I figured just use the desk mount. Unfortunately, it was further away from my face. That mixed with the fact that we're not using any of the EQ adjustments that I use and any of the noise suppression, the audio is very much subpar, but still use it as a demonstration as to how much background noise it does pick up, not how good my voice sounds through it. So just keep that in mind when you're hearing the Blue Yeti. It can sound a lot better as far as picking up your voice with adjustments and proximity closer to your face, but it's still going to pick up all that background noise unless you make pretty harsh adjustments to noise suppression. So just keep that in mind when you're hearing the Blue Yeti. All right, everyone, so just so you understand what's going to be happening here, again, we're going to have the name of the microphone we're using on the bottom that you're listening to me on at the current time. Also, there's not going to be any post-processing, no noise suppression of any kind, and no bass or treble adjustment, just volume level adjustments, and that's it. So right now you are listening to me on the Rode Pod Mic. This is a $99 pod mic. It's frequently out of stock, but you're listening to me on this microphone. It is a dynamic mic, so you do have to be close to it. I'm not normally this close on our live streams. You can see on our live stream camera here, not normally this close. I normally give it a few inches away, but really the presence of this microphone is really what makes these types of microphones stand out. They do have, basically, being that they are a dynamic mic, they have built-in noise suppression from around it. So let's test it from the side. So right now I am talking on the side of the microphone at 90 degrees. And now I'm back in front. And now I'm talking on the left side of the microphone. And now I am back in front. So now you can hear me on the Blue Yeti microphone. The Blue Yeti microphone is a condenser USB microphone. I do have it set at a distance that we would normally use it at. When we do our live streams, there is no noise suppression. You can hear that there's a lot of noise in the room coming through the microphone. And now you can hear me on the on the Rode shotgun mic. This is the Video Micro. So that way you can kind of get a comparison between room noise and how these all sound. Okay, so now you're going to hear me with the Sennheiser E935. This is another dynamic microphone. It does seem to have much more of a presence in the highs, much more presence in the treble. Does roll off on the lower end a little bit, and it does present itself to almost sound like more of a clearer, more articulate sort of microphone. All right, everyone, so now you can hear me on the Antlion Mod Mic 5. This microphone here is connected to my Drop Hi-Fiman HE4XX. These are planar magnetic headphones, and I'm not sure if it's causing a certain issue that we're going to go over in just a moment, but keep that in mind that it may or may not be the cause of my problems that I'm having here. So the Mod Mic is nice because no matter where I move, it's with me. It could hear me at all times. So right now we have it on the omnidirectional sort of polar pattern of the microphone. So outside noises around the room, it could pick up on that. It's going to have similar issues in that condenser microphones have, that they pick up a lot of the room noise. And now we're on the unidirectional. So it's only picking up basically my voice, and it's rejecting the outside noise as much as it possibly can. The only problem that I have with this setting here is that for some reason you could barely hear it. We get a little bit of background like static. And I'm not sure if it's coming from the headphones themselves, being that they're planar magnetic headphones. I'm not exactly sure what that static is, but for some reason we do get an occasional static, and depending on what we're doing, sometimes mid-race, the static will just kind of get overwhelming for a moment. And I got to move my head around a little bit and the static will go away. May not be a problem for everyone, but it is a problem that we have observed here on my video content for some odd and strange reason. Again, now we're back to the Sennheiser E935. No filters, no noise suppression. This is just how the microphone is. And again, these dynamic mics are special in that they do reject a lot of the outside noise from around it. Again, you do need the microphone to be fairly close to you, but this is pretty much how the microphone sounds. Now, this microphone does not come with an internal pop filter like the Rode Pod Mic does, so a lot of the plosives, the P's, do kind of come across as a little bit noisy. Now, if you do put a pop filter over it or in front of it, it does kind of change a little bit of that sound, a little bit of that treble, a little bit of that sharpness, but you will get a lot of that noise basically away from your audience. They do recommend that you do talk past the microphone, not directly into the microphone, and I think that's also to sort of mitigate some of those plosives. But just keep that in mind. This microphone, it does sort of not necessitate, but it does benefit from a pop filter of some kind. But if you do sit a little bit away from it and kind of talk past it, it does sort of assist that. So again, let's test the side rejection of the Sennheiser E935. And now I'm talking into the Sennheiser E935 at about 90 degrees. And now we're back at front. And now we're back on the Rode Pod Mic, the dynamic pod mic here, so you can get an idea as to what they all sound like in comparison. So now let's turn on the motion rig so that way you can all hear what's going on with background noise and the microphones themselves. All right. Okay, so we're inside the rig and we are in Assetto Corsa Competizione. You can hear the car going. The car sounds amazing. Although for this test, we are going to be turning off the car audio because I want you to hear the microphone as well as the things that it picks up in the background from the motion rig. We don't have the belts on, so you may even hear the belts clanging around. We have the Antline Mod Mic 5 on right now, as well as the Blue Yeti and the Rode Video Micro shotgun microphone on the DSLR. So let's shut the audio off and let's do a quick lap. We're in Assetto Corsa Competizione in the Nissan GTR and we're at Monza. Oh yeah. There we go. Cold tires, cold tires. Car feels pretty good though. There we go. Definitely not the cleanest corner exit. Really definitely helps having a dynamic mic on a boom arm, so that way you can get it close to your face, but it's also out of the way still. Not too intrusive. I don't have this microphone placed in an optimal spot, but I'll try to get my voice into it as much as I can. Kind of the problem with dynamic mics. Just got to get comfortable with having a mic in your face, and boom mics definitely help a lot. There we go. This car definitely soaks up the bumps very well. Goes over the curbs very nicely. This is the Rode Pod mic. There we go. All right, everyone, and hopefully this video helped at least some of you out make your decision as to what will work for you in your videos and your content in 2020. I know pretty much we're going to be staying with this here. This is the Rode Pod mic. It's 99 bucks. Yes, it doesn't sound quite as clear and as crisp as a Sennheiser E935, but with my soundboard here, we can EQ it up to sound pretty darn good. We could add a little bit of treble, we could add a little bit of bass, and it sounds pretty darn good there. It also has a built-in pop filter. The only thing to consider is that it is a little bit harder to drive than the Sennheiser. The Sennheiser E935 is a little bit of a hotter microphone, so it doesn't require that much power to get much more audio out of it. But I think that with our board, this microphone's working just fine. I really do like having the sound isolation and almost that sort of radio announcer sort of feel. It's kind of just the new thing that we're into right now. A lot of the room noise used to kind of cloud our microphone, and honestly, I would spend hours and hours sometimes before videos and new setups getting our Blue Yeti in tune with filters. We used to use EQ settings and noise suppression settings to try to get as much of that background noise away. And if you feel that you can be comfortable with a microphone close to you, get a boom arm on your desk or whatever, we have it mounted to our desk, something like this could really sort of assist you in just really getting that video going with much less settings. Right now, there is no property settings at all. There is no EQ settings at all, and there's no noise suppression at all on this microphone, and this is kind of just what it's doing. With a little bit of EQing and a little bit of some adjustment, this microphone could sound a lot better, and I definitely do recommend it. The Sennheiser E935 is a better microphone in my opinion. Does have that classic microphone look. The only problem that I have with that microphone is it costs $180, and to me it doesn't really it's not really justifiable in being double the cost of this one if you can find this one in stock. All right, everyone, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped some of you out make your next purchase if you're looking to upgrade or change up your audio solutions for your videos. Also, definitely subscribe and hit that reminder bell because we live stream quite often. It's one of my favorite things to do. And Wednesday mornings, we don't have a definite time yet, but Wednesday mornings, Pacific Standard Time, around 7 to 9 a.m. Is when we do our live streams. I don't have a definite time yet, but we do have a definite day. That was a part of our New Year's resolution, was to get a schedule started, and we are starting with 1 day a week, although we have been streaming multiple days a week. So you want to hit that reminder bell so you know when we're live. Especially, we want to start doing some multiplayer-based content so you guys can jump in with me and race with me and beat me up on the track. So everyone, have a great day, have a great weekend, and we'll see you all next time.